Universal DPI Safeguards Framework, may call on Chandrasekharan, UNDP.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to MOSIP for giving this opportunity for us to present over here. I'm not here because this is a room full of country implementers. I heard professors say 35 countries and an ecosystem full of implementing partners. But I'm here because we have something in common. I think we all believe that inclusion leads to equity in our societies and safety builds trust in our systems. I don't go to very many rooms where I don't need to start with DPI and explain DPI, so I'm just going to skip this slide, just grounding us all together. We heard Yusek speak about all the amazing stuff that happens when you build a system with a lot of trust in it. And then you are able to open up all the other use cases on top of it, whether it is financial inclusion, whether it is education on top of it, whether it is travel, whether it is senior citizens care, etc. But if there is no trust in the system, then we are likely to have issues. We will not be able to get return on our investment, we will not be able to accelerate our own SDGs. So I'm not here to just talk about the opportunities alone, but I'm also here to scare you guys that there are some risks which may happen. 2 years ago, when the UN Secretary General saw that DPI has the ability to transform, to leapfrog what we can do from a DPI perspective for SDGs, he also mentioned that we need to build it with a lot of guardrails, just how we all would build our roads, our infrastructure, our buildings, our bridges with guardrails. It's important that we also do our DPI with guardrails. Some of you may be doing it, but we are giving it a name and we're giving you a framework that you can adopt as you build it. So what is the DPI Safeguards Initiative? It's developed by the Office of Digital and Emerging Technologies. They were the UN Secretary General's Envoy on Technology till last year, and UNDP have together come and build this DPI Safeguards framework over the last 1 year. We haven't just built this in a vacuum or a void. We have built it with you, with the community. We worked with countries, some of them who have engaged with us and shared with us their problems, which happens when they build the DPI, and opportunities when they build the DPI. We've also had massive public consultations over the last 1 year. We've also built it with the ecosystem of our multilaterals together. So whether it is World Bank or UNHCR or UNICEF or ADB or IADB, they've all lent their voices to building this DPI safeguards. And finally, this is being built by a multi-stakeholder group of government implementing authorities, civil society organizations, technology providers, technology implementers, legal advocates. All of them have come together to put their pen to this framework. So what lies in the heart of the Safeguards Initiative is some of the risks that we need to calibrate for. These are some of the unintended consequences of poor planning or design or implementation. We have categorized under 3 categories. One, it could be of safety itself, other of inclusion, or because of it, larger structural vulnerabilities. You can read about it in ours, but I will point to some of the few risks that we have to watch out for. Privacy vulnerability occurs when personal information is used without your consent. How many of us have got calls into our mobile phones where we don't even know who has got access to our data, and they have been talking about it. I was very happy to hear Philippines talk about ID theft and the kind of innovations that they are working on. Digital insecurity goes beyond the privacy vulnerability, and it encompasses service outages. I just came from an African country, and they were still struggling with electricity problems, availability of the service on time, etc. over there. Lack of recourse is when we are not able to call up and figure out how do I rectify my ID, or how do I get it because it is expired, what do I do about this? Lack of clarity. Sometimes we have figured out that lack of recourse also is because of poor change management and adoption tactics by the country. So change management is a huge thing that we all need to do in our societies. discrimination in any form, whether it is racial, social, economic, gender, disability, age, linguistic, geography, is all going to create exclusionary problems. UN stands for no one left behind. We need everybody to be able to access their ID and their rights, which is available from there. So discrimination is an important risk to watch out for. Finally, we have seen that in countries which has low capacity, whether it is judicial capacity or even institutional capacity, we see that they have not been able to put coherent institutional mechanisms together, which causes people to not have redressal when they finally go to the court of law, etc. So all in all of these various mechanisms have to come together. We believe that the core components of a DPI digital transformation is three pieces. It is inclusion, technology, and governance. Like our friends at MOSIP have said, technology is probably the easiest thing to get. All of you may scoff at me and say, no, it's not so easy. But if you can do some targeted process reimagination and capacity building, we can get the technology part right. But what gets hardest is designing the governance, which is going to be extremely hard. Who operates our DPI? Who operates our ID systems? Who pays for it? Different countries have like, okay, if you call on API, you need to pay for it. Some countries have it for free. But what is the long-term sustainability of it? Do we have enough skills to build this? Do we have law and institution which uphold this? Thinking about all of this myriad factors is where safeguards comes into play. It is very important that we just don't build governance within the government system. I'm very happy to hear whole of government, but can I please request all of you to reframe it as a whole of society approach? Please bring voices of your users. Please bring voices of your civil society. Please bring voices of your private sector also in this, because DPI is public innovation with private rails and it is for the final user, which is the people. So it would be great if you can change it into a whole of society approach. Yusek, I will look to you to make Philippines into a whole of society approach, and we hope we'll have full support from you. So what is this governance principles? These principles are these 18 principles that we would love for you to adopt it, even as implementers who are helping, or the ecosystem is helping the implementers. If you can help your government implementing authority, it would be really appreciated. I'm only going to talk about the foundational principles, which is any DPI, irrespective of whether it is ID or payment or data exchange, needs to adopt. It is do no harm. We all know about it. In the heart of it, it is the human rights-based framework that you do not exclude anybody, you do not discriminate anyone. Reinforce transparency and accountability touches elements of doing all of this work, whether it is your strategy, roadmap, your procurement, or your enhancements, all very openly in the eye of the public. Uphold the rule of the law. It goes into have clear legal basis, introduce legal and regulatory aspects embedded into the design, and support it with capacity. So do look into your judicial capacity, also do so. Promote autonomy and agency means provide other means for them. I was very happy to hear that Philippines doesn't say that this is the only way that you need to do things. They have recourse to other ways of getting access to their services. But it also means give agency to the person to hold their own data and do what they want to do with it. So it is not controlled by the government finally. Last, it is foster community engagement. How do you work with the community? How do you let community build on top of it? Something it works for them, and have effective remedy and redress. So these are the principles, very simple principles at the heart of it. And if you can build it into your digital ID implementations, it would be great as you build the trust in the system, as you communicate to your people how this becomes relevant to them. Safeguards is not a one and done process. It's not like, okay, we can get this done in like 2 months. It is not so. A system can never be safe enough. A system can never be inclusionary enough. Digital systems are the only one where we don't even know the kind of compounding risks that may happen. So it is an ongoing journey. So therefore we need to build the muscle for it as we continue enhancing our DPI implementations. So what is this framework that we speak about? We've not just given you principles and we have not let you loose. If you go to our website, dpi-safeguards.org, you will see that the framework also goes into who should be working on this, what is it that we ask them to work on it, how can these principles be translated to processes and practices, and what part of the life cycle should this be part of. All of these details are available over there, so I hope whether it is the implementing authority or the ecosystem, all of you are able to go and take a look at it. Finally, I know that I have a room full of implementers and ecosystem players, though I said that's not why I'm here for. But this is our first year after we finished our framework. Like Naga said, it is very important for us to test and learn with all of you. So we are here to ask if you're already in your scale-up and in your DPI implementation journey, please work with us. We are happy to bring in our safeguards know-how and test it out whether it works in your country, and also help you tell the story of how safe and inclusive you've built a DPI. We just heard Sarayu talk about gender inclusive, but we would like to talk about the whole inclusive part of it. If you're just starting your DPI journey and you're thinking of roadmaps, how can you start with it upfront? I see some of the players who are just going on their DPI journey over here. What do we bring to you? You don't need to put any cost associated with it, but you need to give your time and energy to work with us. We bring the build capacity for you to keep safeguards as part of your ongoing process. We help you orchestrate this multi-stakeholder environment where we bring in civil society and rest of the people to bring in their voices. We bring in knowledge sharing between the different countries. I was wanting to ask MOSIP, on the community of countries that you're building, safeguards should be a very important thing, and we leverage that directly from all of you. And we also help and measure and track the safeguards implementation impact. That is a very short presentation. We'll be here on Thursday doing a workshop from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. where we are going to be working and getting deeply into this. So if you're interested, please sign up. Do watch out for me or my colleague Naveen over here. Wave over there. Yeah, so Naveen is there, right to both of us, and we'll be happy to bring you on to the workshop. So the QR code is here. If you can either use a QR code or go to our website, you will feel you can find more of this. Thank you, and I hope to discuss more with all of you. Naga, where is Professor Rajagopal? Oh, okay. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much. I want to announce that MOSIP will strive to adhere to these universal safeguard principles. We have already done an exercise in collaboration with Universal DPI Safeguard team, with your team and yourself, evaluating MOSIP, how much we adhere to the safeguards. We have generated a report based on our evaluation assessment. I've submitted it to UNDP for evaluation, comment, feedback. We also promise here that we would do a similar exercise to the other DPGs that stem from IIIT backbone. OpenG2P and Sunbird group of products that set up our open societal system is curating and posting, plus the newer products which might come later on. So we would forever adhere to the internationally adopted universal safeguard principles. We also would like to offer to the countries which are partnering with us training program for the governments and government officers to appreciate what could be, how their systems could be made adhering to the safeguard principles, so the citizens have enhanced safety, enhanced grievance redressal, and the system becomes more sustainable over a period of time. We would also help our ecosystem partners, the commercial organization working with us, to appreciate, understand, and incorporate the safeguard principles in their working and in their offerings that they make to this community. And I'm handing over a letter to Raja for the assuring all this to the UNDP. Thank you very much. Thank you.